Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, Becky. How you doing? Thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll be sure to shout you out again when we get more people here. But I do appreciate it. And happy 4th of July to you as well. I'm not sure how many people we'll have on tonight since it is a holiday, but I did not want to cancel. Um, I've already had 2 weeks that I canceled. I wasn't going to try to do another one. So I didn't have anything else to do to keep me away from doing my live stream today at 8 o'clock. So I said, I'll be there if nobody else is here. Somebody will watch it on the replay. But anyway, I do appreciate you coming in, and hopefully we'll have a few more people come in, and hopefully I have other people watching that aren't in, and here to enjoy what we're going to talk about tonight. So, of course, we're going to wait a little while longer for more people. Hi, Robin. How you doing? Happy 4th of July. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, especially this being a holiday. I don't know how many people are going to actually show up, but the way I figured it, most people probably have, unless it's the real young people, have done their barbecuing and whatever they're going to do, and they're resting now. Because I did grill a little bit, and I ate a little bit, and I got full a little bit. I wanted to take a nap, but I didn't. But I had plenty of time all day to do my little celebration and stuff, so I'll be ready for tonight. So I'm fine. Hi, Ann. How are you? You had all your family here yesterday harvesting vegetables and long arming today. Okay, so that's how you spent your 4th of July. I tell you, um, my getting out and celebrating and partying and all that stuff is way behind me. I don't think anybody, well, my children, I don't think any of them did anything special today. They just hung out with their own family. And I know my oldest son that's in Woodbridge said that he's not going to grill until he's in his new home. They're in between houses right now, trying to figure out what and where they're going to buy, and they'll be buying soon. So they're staying temporarily in an apartment while they house hunt. So hopefully they'll find something that they can uh, be happy with in the area that they're wanting to be with, because they do have kids and they want to keep them in the same school. So I don't know when that's going to happen, but I won't get any of his barbecue until after they move in. But I tell you what, I think I put him to the test today because my barbecue was lit. My barbecue was good. Let me tell you, it was on fire, and the sauce that I made with it, I knew that as soon as I did it. I said, "This is good here." Hi, Marina. Happy 4th of July to you as well. Thank you for stopping in. So we got a few. I don't know how many people are coming. Like I said, this is a holiday. Some people may not come. Some people may, but I wasn't going to cancel because I had nothing else to do to keep me from being here. So we're going to be here. We're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to have our chat. I'm going to talk about some of the things that is unique in embroidery. Well, maybe not so much unique, but maybe you know about it, maybe you don't, maybe you want to do it, maybe you don't, whatever. But anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit. And I also want to thank you, and I will again when we get more people, for becoming a member. You did that last week, and I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, being a member of my channel. And Becky just joined as well, so I am so excited and thankful. And you said super hot down here in Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. It was not hot here. I actually grilled out on my deck and sat out there and watched my meat, and I was perfectly content. I was not hot at all, but I get chilly anyway because I'm sitting up here with short sleeves on, and I'm just hoping that I don't get chilly. But I probably won't. I said if I drink enough wine, maybe I'll stay warm. So that's going to be my trick right here. To drink the wine so I can stay warm and don't get chilly. Because I tend to get cold. You said super hot here in Virginia as well. It's well again. It may be hot to everybody else here, but it's not hot to me. But I haven't been out in it, so I just been around the apartment and out there on the deck and back in the house and back out there, and that's been the extent of what I've done. Didn't have to go anywhere else. And Robin, you say you're always me too. I'm always cold. I'm always cold, but I know I'm anemic, so that makes sense for me to be cold. I'm always cold. I now when I was in Florida, I have to admit, when I was in Florida, it was a challenge. It got hot down there. It got hot, rainy, steamy, everything when I was in Florida. So I did I did complain about the weather down there um, in the summer. Well, I won't just say in the summertime. Oh, most of the time it was hot because they don't really have the four seasons, which is kind of cool because my kids came to visit me for Christmas. I believe it was Christmas of 2020, and we had a really good time. And I think we even barbecued outside. So it was really, really nice to be able to not have to wrap up in coats and boots and gloves and hats and all of that when you have company that you can actually. Matter of fact, they may have gotten in the pool. I think I think they did. They got in the pool. So because it was hot. Hi Janet, how you doing? Welcome, Janet. I don't think that I know you, but so glad to see you here, and I appreciate it. And happy Fourth of July to you as well. And who was that was said something that I thought I missed? Maybe I didn't. But yeah, people are coming in. That's great. Hopefully, we'll get a few more people. I'll wait a few more minutes and see how it's going to go because I do know that it probably will be a little slow tonight because of the holiday. But we shall see. We will have fun anyway, regardless. And Becky, you say you're always cold, but here now in Texas, the heat and I don't go. You don't go outside very much. Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. I don't since I'm not working anymore. I have no reason to, and I am perfectly content in the house. I'm not one of these people that the walls cave in on them and they just got to get out. And oh my god, no, no. I can stay in the house the whole entire week and not step foot out the door. Don't bother me. As what I do miss is when we don't have sunshine. And here in Maryland, it tends to be gray all the time, which is kind of weird because um, when I lived in up in the state of Washington, I lived right outside of Seattle, Washington, in Kent, and Seattle's known for rain, 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 rain. So, and it does rain, but it doesn't pour all the time. You'll get a light misting early in the morning, and then that's it. People golf in the rain. People do their yard work in the rain, walk and everything in the rain because they're so used to it. But you do get that overcast a lot. So, with that being said, I was used to the gray there, but not here. But it's gray, gray, gray all the time, and I don't like that. I need some sunshine. Come through the window at least. No need of getting out there if you don't have any sunshine. So, Maureen, you said you moved from Albany, New York to get away from the cold. Retired 2 years ago and don't miss the weather. Girl, that New York, honey. New York and Chicago, no, don't play that. Mm-mm. That Chicago hawk is no joke. And I know New York is even worse, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't blame you for leaving up there. Hi, Terry. Happy 4th of July. Um, okay, Robin, you say you're in Maryland, but you're hot. I'm not hot. Joanna Holmes, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you for stopping in. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate everybody stopping in. So we have a few more people, and it is now 10 minutes after 8. So, what I am going to do, I am going to go ahead and get started on the topic for the night. And I don't know if anybody else is aware of this. Now, I have to admit that, and I know that you have heard about embroidering on wood. I'm going to point you out. And the reason I know that because the YouTube video that I looked at was with, I believe the name of the guy was Jerry Granada, and he was on the um, All Brand Live. I don't really know exactly when or how old this video is, but I was just trolling the internet trying to come up with some ideas and stuff like I normally do, see what the trends are, what people are talking about. And I saw this embroidering on wood. And I have to admit, I was not aware of this. It's a thing, obviously. It's nothing new, but it's new to me. And it may be new to some of you. So if this is news to you, then I'll tell you a little bit about it. But if it's not news to you, then you can just chime in and tell me what I'm not knowing. And Joanna, you said St. Louis and Illinois representing exactly where because I lived in matter of fact, St. Louis is my birthplace. That's home. That's home. I'm a home girl. I'm from the Show Me State. Lived there. I won't say all my life, but most of my life I've lived in St. Louis, and like I said, I was born there, and that's where I left St. Louis coming out east. Um, so you're representing St. Louis and Illinois. So welcome. So glad to see a home girl. Thank you. And you're talking about the wood, and you say you love watching Jerry, and it's balsa wood, Balsa, balsa wood. And oh, okay, you're in Belleville, Illinois. Okay, Joanne. Um, Thank you. I have a girlfriend that lives there, so very familiar there. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's where my grandson lives. Terry, isn't that where Eric lives? Isn't Eric in Belleville? I think that's where he is. So I know it's in that area. It's in that area. And Janet, you're in Houston. Okay, good. We got people all over the place. Matter of fact, I have gotten some comments on videos from someone in the UK. And I also know that there are people in Australia that watch. So I guess I'm like Candy Burris. I'm worldwide. Anybody that look at the housewives may know who I'm talking about. But anyway, I just threw that out because I was really surprised to see the people from another country, even though I know YouTube is everywhere. But it was good to know that there were people from another country watching because this particular person said that she wished she could join in on the live. She watched them the recorded versions of it, but she's in the UK, so our time zones are totally different. But anyway, with that being said, back to the topic, embroidering on wood, which for me was very intriguing and unique. And I looked online and I Googled it and I did see some examples of what it looks like. And it's really, really cool. It's really nice. So I decided to find some, which was not easy. First place I went to my go-to place is Amazon, and they did not have what I needed, and what they did have was too expensive and too much more than what I needed. So I looked on Sunday, and Hobby Lobby is not open on Sunday because that's where I wanted to go. I went to Michael's. Michael's had a little bit of the balsa wood, Balsa, and I'm not sure if they had the basswood because you can use balsa wood or basswood. Also, if you're going to do any embroidery on the wood, it has to be one of those two woods. Now, I did find the wood at Hobby Lobby on Monday. Um, when they opened, I went in and they did have some. They had some of both. The other thing is that's important if you're going to embroider on wood, it is it is not suggested. He said you definitely have to have the size has to be 3/32 of an inch. Now I kept seeing the 1/16 and the 1/8 and all that stuff, and I was trying. I'm not good in algebra and decimal. I used to be, but that was a zillion years ago. So I kept trying to figure out is 3/32 equivalent to 1/16 and all that kind of stuff. I couldn't find anything to confirm that, so I left it alone. I saw some 1/32 and I saw very little of the 3/32. What I did know or notice was the balsa wood at 3/32 of an inch was a lot thinner than the basswood at 3/32 of an inch, which I thought was quite interesting. And I was confused because he said you could use either. And so I got the balsa wood because it was the thinnest wood, and I was a little afraid to put that on my machine. Tell the truth about it, I said I'm going to try this, but I'm very, very cautious. He put it on a cell air and zipped right through it, and had all of these wonderful Disney characters and this big, thick name and all that stuff, and he was very comfortable with it. The designs looked very good and everything. And so he stitched it out and it looked really, really good. And so I bought the wood and I decided I was going to stitch it out. Now I'm going to show you the results of what I did. And I think what I forgot, and you can back me up if you remember, I think he said to use a thick font. I chose a thin font, and I don't think that that was the right thing. And Robin, I see that you're saying that you're nervous. Hi Val, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Um, the thickness of it and the difference between the boss and the bass, like I said, had me confused. So I went the thinner route. But in my head, I was thinking you didn't want anything too thick. I think I got it backwards. And Ann, you're saying you would think the thinner is better too. So that's what I chose. So, Marina, you said, what is the wood you can use with a cricket? I don't remember. I know you can, but I'm not sure. But I'm willing to bet you it is the bass or the balsa because those are the woods that people use for crafting. And it comes in all different thickness. That's the key. You got to make sure you get the right thickness of the wood because they had some really thick ones and they had some thin ones. And you say you know your scanning cut cuts it up to 3 millimeters. Okay, and that's I think that's quite a bit thicker than the 3/32. But anyway, let me show you what happened to me. And I did this just before coming on air, and I hope you can see it. Yeah, I think you can see it here. It went really, really well until I got to the last word because it's supposed to say my first wood design. And everything stitched out absolutely perfect until he got to the E in design. And it just went the heck in a handbasket. Now, you may be asking what happened. I don't know. But back to what Jerry said, you need the right type of wood, the right size wood, thickness of wood, but you don't need a special needle. He says 7511. Don't worry about anything different. Just use your regular 7511 needle, which I did. Use your regular thread, no special thread, which I did. And so I just picked the design from the machine, and then I put in the font from the machine. And what I should have done, just looking at the design, because as you can see, the floral part of it stitched out well with no problem. That stitched first, so I was really happy. I thought, okay, this is going to work. And then when it got to the font, it started. I noticed that it started looking really crazy. The other thing that I was unable to do, because I did do it on my multi needle machine. I thought about doing it on my little machine, but since I was in such a hurry to get it done, I was lazy and in a hurry because I had to set this up and put the whatever you call the thing to do the embroidery, change it. It was just more work, so it was easier to put it on the big machine. So it was stitching well, and then all of a sudden, bam, it went left, and I got the biggest bird nest I've ever had. My bird nest tools wouldn't even work. I just had to, whatever I had to do, I had to do it, and I finally ended up having to take the needle plate off and dig in there and cut in there and dig it out and everything. I got it back together and it's fine. It didn't damage my machine. I am going to change that needle, of course. But I think what happened to me was two things. One, I think I needed to have a thicker font. Two, he used the speed of 350. My machine wouldn't go down to 350. It went down to 400. So that's what I did. So mine was going a little bit faster than his. And I don't know if the wood was thick enough. I don't know. He did say that if your wood is too thin, it will splinter, and it did. So nothing happened that I wasn't aware that could possibly happen. But the main thing that he did say, and that is for those of you were that are nervous, because I was as well. I was standing ready at the button, hit that green button. If something started acting a fool, I was gonna shut it down. But it worked. It didn't have any issue. And so, like I said, that's what I think I messed up at. So if you're interested in trying for yourself, make sure that you get the balsa wood, BALSA, or you can use basswood, BASS wood, and 3/32 of an inch, 3/32 of an inch, and they have it on the wood itself, so you can look at the size and see what it is. You can get it from Hobby Lobby. Michael's, at some places carry it. You can also, so I've been told, get it at like a Home Depot or a Lowe's or someplace like that. I wasn't planning on going there, but anyway, and you can order it online. But if you order, well, if you, I did see some online at other places that I could have ordered it from other than Amazon, but I had no clue when that was going to get here and shipping and all that stuff. It wasn't going to be worth the headache. And Amazon just didn't have a single sheet that you could get. They had bunches of it, and they didn't have the right size. So that's where I am with that. And let me see what else was it. The needle, 7511. The speed, as low as you can get it, 350 is what he used. Um, Make sure that you have a thicker font, or your design is more dense. The thinner it is, I don't think works well with the wood. So that is my advice. But I do think that it would have been a really cute project, and I'm going to try it again. And hopefully, I'll get it done before the week is done, and I'll show it to you guys next week, what it looks like without a failure. Oh, okay, how to hoop it. That's very important. How to hoop it. Well, he used a Stellar XL or whatever they call it, Stellar X. L1 or whatever. But anyway, he used a Stellar. He used a sticky stabilizer. So did I. Never used a sticky stabilizer on my magnetic hoop before, so I'm gonna definitely get that mess off of there. But I use a sticky stabilizer because that's the only way you can hoop it, because you do have to get it stuck onto something, because of course you can't, how else you gonna hoop it? So you hoop your sticky stabilizer and then you stick the wood to the sticky stabilizer. And I didn't have any trouble with it getting under the pressure foot and all that kind of stuff. That worked out fine, no issue. And that's it. So really, really simple. And also, my scissors cut the wood because I had a long piece. That's all they had was the width as you saw it, but it was like 36 inches. So I don't really remember what it was. It's probably like 5 inches wide and 36 inches long, something along that line. And that's all they had. So I had to cut it. And I used my all purpose scissors and it just cut with no problem. So no big deal. So that's stitching on wood. Now I also saw, but I didn't find a video that really talked about it or showed anyone doing it, nor was I able to get any information as to what you really need. But I also uh, saw where you can stitch on tin. Don't know anything else other than you can embroider on tin. So I'll keep looking to see if I can find out any information about that. But I just wanted to bring those unique projects to you just in case you had not heard about it, like I had not heard about it. And I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool, something different. So I see I have a few more people in. Hello, dear son, down in Miami. How you doing? Next to you, LLC. Hi, Tisha. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in, and happy 4th of July to you. And who else stopped in? I think that's the two. I think I spoke to Janet. Yeah. I think those are the only two people that popped in while I was talking that I had not addressed. So what I want to do also, while before getting into the next segment, I know that on last week's live I did talk about the exciting news that I got about membership and super chat and um, super stickers. And I did say that I would let you know about the perks and all of those kinds of things. So I made a short, it's not a video, it's a slide presentation. Very short. But I wanted to just present it and show you what the program for me is. And I also put on my channel today a video of me telling you exactly what the program is about and how the program will benefit this channel and benefit you as the viewers. So let me show you the slide presentation right quick so we can talk about that. And before I do that, I want to also publicly thank Becky for becoming a new member tonight. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate it. And also want to mention that Marina, she became a member last week. So I want to thank her publicly as well. So I want to shout it out. I am so thankful for all of the support that I'm getting. So here is the presentation. Okay, so what we have is super chat, super stickers, and membership. Those are what we have that is new to my channel. Each membership the membership comes in three levels. The first level is the fun fan level, and remember you can always cancel anytime. I'm sure as I have joined um, membership. I've canceled some, I've renewed some, but I do have memberships with other channels because it supports them. If they're providing if they're providing a service that is beneficial to me, then I feel like I should support them. So I've done that, and I do appreciate those of you that are supporting me. But the fun fan is level number one, and what you get is a loyalty badge next to your name and in comments and live chat. So, um, looks like Marina, you do have, and Becky, you also have a badge that is showing up. So when people see it, they can recognize you as a member. And I'm going to come up with some unique emojis, but I don't have them created yet. Okay, you also get member shout outs and early access to new videos. So what that means, when I upload a video, I have the ability to send to the members a video, the video, prior to uploading it to the public. So that will give you an opportunity to look at the video, comment about the video, and just give you a heads up. So that's a little perk that you get. So level two, my super fan. So you will get the exact same thing that level one gets. That's your loyalty badge that with your name and comments in the live chat and member shout out, early access to new videos, as well as members only posts. And this is exclusive input on channel content. What does that mean? That means that I will be posting polls to the members asking you questions about the channel, what can be done to make it better, what are you interested in, what new information you may have that you think I might be interested in, just things like that. And this just for you and I. So that is for the super fan, the second level. Now, the third level, which is the highest level, they all three levels have different prices. And if you go into join, you will see all of that information as well as this information. And with the special loyalty fan, you will get everything that the level one and level two gets, but you also get some more goodies. You get your loyalty badge, you get your member shout out, you get the early access to the news, you get the members only polls, as well as members only videos. Now, that's the fun part. What is that? I will be doing little videos, may not be very long, that I will send directly to you with me doing whatever I'm doing every day. What I may go out and do a fabric haul and I'll video it and send it to you. You can see me doing things in my studio, see the frustration, see the bloopers as they call it, whatever. Just that the whole purpose of that is getting to know me and me getting to know you and developing that personal uh, camaraderie and closeness because you're seeing more of me than me just sitting here talking to you. So that's what the members only video. And then number six, members only chat room. Now, we will be doing more than chatting in the members only chat room. And Marina, I think I've sent you a couple of comments. Um, Hopefully you've gotten them. I hadn't heard back from you, but it was sent to you members only, asking you some questions. But what you get besides chatting, that's where we'll be able to get together and do live projects. I will be able to see you, you will be able to see me. Here on StreamYard, I can have up to 12 people on here and where we can see each other. I can see you, you can see me. We can get down to the machine and work and come up with a project that we mutually agree upon and just work on it and have a good time. And that's what that particular perk is. So those are the perks that comes with the membership. And then of course the super chat and the super stickers are what you can just make that little donation as a thank you, or I like what you're doing, or I got something good out of this, or let me, you know, hit you up with a little coin. So that's what that's all about. So I just wanted to explain that to you. Like I said, I have a video up there that goes into the detail. It also tells you the whole purpose of what I plan to do with the money that will be generated. And what that is, let me get this out the way, is that as I grow, I need things to make my videos better. And right now, I have a goal of $1,000 to start off. Hopefully, I'll be able to reach that goal pretty soon because I need another camera. We want You want me to do demos and everything, and I want to do demos, and I need another camera to do that. Also, I want better lighting. I don't like um, this lighting that I have, and I have yet to figure out a way to make it better. So I know I need to get better lighting, and I want to do that. So we'll have a much better presentation because everything that I do is to make it better for you guys. So that's the whole purpose. And also, the membership that I have with StreamYard, which is the streaming company that I'm using, and most people do use StreamYard, is a membership fee. Everything is a membership fee. Nothing is free. But in order for me to be able to use more than one camera, the membership fee doubles because you just like with the perks that I told you about, you have levels, and at each level you get different things. And at the very next level, which is double the price, is when I have the ability to use two cameras. I didn't really remember that until today when I was reading through it, and I said, "Uh oh, I can't use two cameras right now." So with me trying to get another camera is one thing, but then me being able to use the other camera is another thing. So that is my goal for now, and hopefully I can reach that goal. You know, it's for the channel, and please look at my video that I put out. If you have any other questions, you can ask me questions now, or you can leave comments. I appreciate all of that. So I just wanted to bring that up, get that out the way. Now we're gonna go back to having some fun. So what I wanted to show you again, and I think I mentioned this last week, is that Miss Banks or Tisha sent me a design that she created inside of her Baby Lock Venture 10 needle machine. And she did the whole thing in the machine in her IQ Design Center, like I have my design center, which is what brother has. And I thought that was pretty cool. So naturally, I had the design, I had to stitch it out. So I did. So this is what she sent me. And I think it turned out so cute. I hope you can get a good look at it. So that is Shirley's Wind Down Tuesday in 2023, and my drink in my hand. So this is my mug rug that I made that Tisha gave me. So I want to thank you again, Tisha, for this. I love it, and I'm using it. It's right here on my desk. Another thing that I wanted to bring up, I know we had talked about doing some zipper bags in the hoop zipper bags, and we talked about what's the place name? Disorderly thread, and some of you are familiar with them, and they have all these cute little things. And I showed you the shoe that I did, and I just took the strap off and put it inside. But the shoe that I did, and a lot of people have gotten the shoe, and I think somebody else has the shoe and wants to us to get together and do the shoe. So that's one thing. And I told you, I said, well, I did a whole bunch of other stuff. I couldn't find them. I tore this place up. I looked high and low. I couldn't could have sworn that I had them and I saw them and I couldn't find them. And so I had still had some things over at my daughter's house. So I went over there this weekend and got quite a bit of stuff to bring over here. And lo and behold, I found my other zipper purse. So among other things. So here's the French fry bag with the little where the little ketchup that goes with it, the French fries. So you seeing? Okay, there you are. I did the French fry. I did the popcorn bag with the movie theater ticket, and I also did the hot dog bag with the mustard that goes with it. And I've done the slot machine, but I don't have it because I gifted that to my cousin. So I did the slot machine. So I did one, two, three, four, five different disorderly threads. So obviously I like them. And I have two more that I've cut out. I just haven't done them. And that is the beautiful yellow rose that is supposed to be for Mother's Day, and also the corset that with the lips. I have that, and I'm going to get the hamburger because I want the hamburger, the hot dog, the popcorn, the French fries. So I will be doing some more of those. The other thing that I had totally forgotten that I did, and I got these from Urban Thread. I did this purse, faux leather purse. It opens up the purse. You can put a little snap on it if you want to. I didn't do that, but you can. I did this purse, and I did this purse. Same thing from Urban Thread. And I have done the video, which is up, where I did the rose purse, and I did uh, the owl. So those are some of the unique things that you can do in embroidery, gifts or what have you, just to have fun. And I know it's a whole bunch more stuff that I haven't even touched, that I haven't done a lot of stuff. But what are some of the things that you guys do that we all do mug rubs. That was kind of the first thing that I did, and I have some Christmas mug rubs that I did that I think is really cute, and I'll be doing some more. And yeah, I like doing crafty things and just trying to see how I will do. Sometimes I do really well. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I crash and burn. But I keep at it until I get it right. Until I get it right. So let me see what's going on. Um, okay, Anne, you said you're asking about the basket behind me that is so pretty. I'm assuming you're talking about that that one that's over here. I believe it or not, I got that from Walmart. I thought it was really cute too. So I got that from Walmart a while back. So thank you. Um, who else? Marina said I'm an international sensation. Yeah, I'm worldwide. Okay. Okay. And we I addressed the wood with the cricket. I do not remember it. Um, so and Tisha, hi. I think I said hi to you. Uh, Marie, you said I saw that, and I think I responded. Technology and I are slowly developing a working relationship. I ride the struggle bus. Okay, I didn't see a response. I saw a thumbs up on one. I didn't see a response on the other one. So um, I was just hoping that you did get it. So you did get the message. So that part I'm glad of. Hi, Christian. I didn't see you. And Joanna, I don't know if I spoke to you or not, but if I did, I'm just going to say hi to you again. And let me say, see, I have stitched about, okay, Tisha, you said you were busy setting up a napkin design for your friend's birthday. Okay. And Marina, you said, wow, let's make that. What is it you want to make? Just let me know. And Becky, I have stitched about 30 of the high top shoes, 4 or 5 bags. Went back to Colorado. My granddaughter loved them. And thank you, Joanna. I think they're cute. Becky, you're okay. Marina, you're asking Becky, are they easy to make? And you like the purse. Robin said the pretty purse, gorgeous. And Becky, you said it takes about an hour to stitch, and I'm thinking you're talking about the tennis shoe. And Marina, you said you watched that video. I'm assuming you're talking about the owl or the rose, and the Converse sneaker bag plus any of the others. And hi Jackie, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Um, now, Becky, you're saying that it takes about an hour to do the sneaker, which probably is true when you get the hang of it because of all the different stuff that you have to do. I know when me and my girlfriend Andrea did ours the first time, it took us 2 hours. But I know that was because we were doing a lot of talking. And the very first time we did it, I know I screwed mine up. I'm just gonna be honest about it. I messed that thing up. It just I didn't get the line and situation correctly because I didn't understand the instructions. But obviously, I overcame that. Now I have not done any of these things in over a year because all of last year was just a bust for me with the hip surgery and all of this, the move, all the stuff that was going on. I didn't have time to play and have fun and do crafting things and fun things like that. So practically every matter of fact, everything that I showed you except for the owl purse and the rose purse, I did while I was living in Florida. So I have not really um, taken the time to do any fun things, between working hard on this channel to grow it because I've been putting a lot of effort in that once I came back. And when my grandbaby came, I put a lot of time and effort in making a whole bunch of stuff for her. And you know, doing sales and things like that, working for customers and stuff. I just haven't had time to do fun stuff or haven't taken the time to do fun stuff. And Becky, you said it's hard at first, but it gets easier. And that is true. The very first couple of times I did it, it was time consuming. The thing that I think, and you can chime in and say how you feel about it. After learning how to do it, the thing that I found to be the most time consuming for me was cutting the stuff out. Because you got to get everything cut out before you can start the stitching. And it's stitching and embroidering. So you're doing you and putting stuff together. And everything is done in a sequence. So you have to follow the sequence in order to get everything put together. And you're doing the lining and all of that stuff. So it's a lot of moving parts, but you got to get everything cut out. For me, that was the most time consuming once I learned how to do it. So I don't know how you feel about that, Becky, but for me, that's what I thought. So once I got used to doing them, obviously, it was not as difficult as I had thought. And I did all of these things on my multi needle machine. I didn't do any of these on my single needle machine. Everything I did on my multi needle machine, because what I tend to do, even if I see somebody do something on the single needle machine, I try to figure out how that's going to work on the big machine. And even like when I did those book covers, it's easier doing it on a single needle machine because putting the front and the spine together can lay flat on your single needle machine. But when you're doing it on your multi needle machine, you don't have anything flat for it to lay on. So you're kind of holding it to keep it from slipping and sliding and getting out of place. You're kind of holding it up in the air. And so that makes a little different, but you can do it. And so, Becky, you said at first it was hard, but it got easier. And then you said it's true, but I would cut a bunch. Okay. And then you did yours on your 10 needle machine as well. Now, that's what I did. Like I said, I have two more cut out. I decided that I was going to cut out the ones that I was going to do. So once I got ready to do it, I didn't have to stop and cut. So, yes, that's correct. And Marina, you said when do you purchase the patterns? When did I purchase the patterns for these bags? Uh, I was in Florida. I've been here almost 2 years, so it's been a minute. But they still have them. I've looked on. You can go to Disorderly Threads directly, but they're also on Etsy, and you can go and you can look, and they have a whole boatload of, I mean, a whole array, everything. They have cats, they have uh, the camping trailers, and I mean, they just have a whole ton of stuff, and you just look at it and see what you want to do. And Joanna, you said let's give Shirley a thumbs up for all the great information she's provided. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Please give me a thumbs up. That is very important. Thank you for bringing that up, Joanna. I appreciate that. And Marina, you said where again? The the store or designer is called Disorderly Thread. Right, Disorderly Thread. Becky just put it in there, and you can go. You can just Google, I guess, straight to her site, or you can go through Etsy and find her because she sells on Etsy. So if you go on Etsy and just type in Disorderly Thread, it will take you directly to all of her stuff. It'll take you to her store. And like I said, you can just look at everything that she has. Now, I know the sneaker is the most popular because when we started doing the sneaker, matter of fact, we saw somebody else do it. That's how we found out about it. Or was it Eve? I don't remember. But anyway, we found out about it by someone else. And when I went online looking for information and videos about how to do it and this, that, and other, because I'm a visual person, I like to see people do things. Instructions are perfect. Vis- Visualizing something is even more so because I can see it and play it back, play it back, play it back if I need to until I get it. And so I saw so many people doing the shoe. I didn't see anything else but the shoe, the tennis shoe, the sneaker, 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 all kinds of designs, really, really cute. Because this one that I did, it didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, but and I don't know if you can tell, probably not. But this is Wonder Woman, um, and I think where is it? Right over here. If you can see right there. That's the only thing that showed up. I was so mad because it was so cute, but it's the how you cut it out, and I didn't cut it out where I would get more of the Wonder Woman because I purposely bought the Wonder Woman fabric so it'll have Wonder Woman on my sneaker, and this is what I got. But that's okay. It was still cute. And but like I said, most people do the sneakers. And all of this is applique. So it's a lot of applique. And then, of course, you have the zipper, and then you have the lining and uh, the strap that I bought the strap, but I put the things on the side, the ribbons on the side to hook the strap to, and then of course just the plain back. So the back and the front the same is plain. Then I put a different kind of lining in there. Of course, you got your zipper, but um, it's applique, and then you got your ribbon. So it's different. It's different steps to it. It does take about an hour. It definitely does. If for nothing else, the stitching of it itself, it takes about an hour. Once you learn how to do it and you're comfortable with reading the instructions and following the instructions. So, but they're fun. They're very fun projects. And whenever I get, you know, Marina, you're already a member. So part of the perk is that you and I, unless someone else becomes a special loyalty fan, which is the highest membership, then you and I will be doing a one on one. So who knows? It might be a one on one on this if that's what you want to do. And you say you're a visual learner, and that's why you and Jeanette have been so awesome teachers. Well, thank you so much. I am too. I like to. I never was a teacher because I knew I couldn't be a teacher because I just didn't have the patience that it takes to teach children. Just be honest about it. I knew that that was not going to be a good career for me. Now, could I teach grown people? Yes. Can I teach little kids? Uh-uh. Can I teach high school kids? I worked in a high school as a school nurse. I worked in a junior high school as a school nurse first. And believe it or not, that was worse than working in high school. Because those kids were off the chain. And high school really wasn't bad. So I thought if I ever was a teacher, it would be in high school, except for all the stuff that goes on now that did not exist back in my day. All of the people coming in there doing bad things to people that didn't exist back in the time I was working as a school nurse. But I realized that being a teacher to children was not going to be my goal. When I was a pharmaceutical rep, the reason I loved it so much is that we taught doctors. Our training was like first year med school. And we had to learn so being a nurse it wasn't that difficult and a lot of stuff I already knew which was good. But we had to learn so much about what the product that we were selling and how it worked with the body and the mechanism and all of the biochemistry and all of that kind of stuff. So we can have a sit down conversation with the doctor one on one, peer to peer because that was the expectation. When we're talking to doctors, we're talking to them on their level. We're not talking to them as salespeople. We're talking to them as educators. So that's, I guess, kind of where I get my breaking things down. Hopefully, I try to present my demos as I want to learn them myself, step by step, explain what I'm doing, why I'm doing, how I'm doing. Oops, I messed up. That ain't how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to do it this way. Those kinds of things because I think that's how you learn. That's how I learn. You know, I don't like videos that I see where people just do it and they don't tell you what they're doing or why they did it and don't give you any more information. You just watch it and figure it out. That just kind of it's not helpful. I don't think, but that's just me. Um, so Marie, you say you're a retired special education high school teacher. Okay, well, congratulations for your retirement, and congratulations to the fact that you had the ability to work in the educational system, and especially with a special group. That is so wonderful. Everybody's not cut out for that, and obviously you are. and I applaud you. I truly do, because I know for a fact me, I could not do it. And the best thing for anybody is to know their limits, what they're good at and what they're not good at. And I knew my limit was not where working with children would be good for me, because I'd be in prison. I'm just telling you, especially these kids nowadays, they're going to fight you. I've been in prison. And even way back then, back in this is in the 80s. This is in the 80s when I worked as a school nurse. And there were kids back then that wanted to fight teachers. Junior high school. What's wrong with you, little girl? I'm trying to tell the child for her own good. We went on a camping trip and it was curfew and it's time for you to come in, and she's out there flirting with some little boy. And she didn't want to stop. And I was trying to tell her to come in, and I merely touched the child on her shoulder. I didn't yank on her. I didn't pull on her. I did nothing. I just touched her shoulder to guide her into back into the cabin. She yanked away from me. Don't you put your hands on me. I'll knock you out. Oh my goodness gracious. And this is junior high. So that was way back then. These kids will fight you. I wasn't made for that. I wasn't made for that. I knew I wasn't made for that. I was like, I can't do that. Sorry. Mm-mm, can't do that. Everybody's not made for that. So I applaud you. I applaud you. I really do. Um, Tisha, you said that you had your venture for 2 years, but just getting adjusted to using it. You've had your baby like Destiny and use that most of the time. Yeah, it takes a while to get used to a different machine. And um, I guess for me, I didn't have a big adjustment period because my first embroidery machine is the one behind, the first one that I use is the one behind me. And I watched a lot of videos even before I got it. And then when I got it, I was like a sponge. I watched everything. I would go to bed with my iPad. Now I got to get up and go to work. I got to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the bed with my iPad at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, looking at Eve and somebody else showing me how to do whatever, whatever. And I'm just so into it because I want to soak it all up. Because I thought I can do this, and I would try it. I would get on the machine and try it. I was not intimidated by my machine at all. I was not. When they brought my machine to my door, as soon as I got it hooked up and everything, I stitched out me a cap. I just like I had saw how they did it, put that thing on, stitched that cap out. I was gung ho. I wanted to do everything. That's how I messed up a jacket. I put a jacket on there. I think I told you guys about it. And stitching out this big beautiful butterfly that comes with the machine. Beautiful butterfly. And I had this really pretty pink jacket, kind of like a baby color pink, and I just loved it. And then I'm stitching almost done, and the thing said I needed a bigger hoop. How all of a sudden I need a bigger hoop? This hoop was working fine, and all of a sudden I need a bigger hoop. That don't make no sense. But I didn't know. I didn't know who to ask either. I did not know. All I had to do was screw the thing tighter and keep on going. Trial and error. You have to learn. But I just jumped in with both feet because I was like, okay, I can do this. And I still do that now. I was like, okay, I can do this. I'll figure it out. If I don't do it right this time, I'll figure it out and do it right next time. Just like with the wood thing. I said, I'm going to try it. I'm nervous, but I'm going to try it because I wanted to see how it goes. So I did. So, okay. So you were saying that Tisha, you're saying that anybody can ask you questions, and that is true. She is so knowledgeable and so willing to share. Um, and I'll put this up, and like I said, I am so appreciative of you being able to do what you did. After 30 years, you knew it was time. Children and administrations are very different today. Yes, they are. It's. I don't know about administration, but I definitely know children are, and that is so sad. That is so sad because they're our future, and um, it makes you think and even be glad, I guess, that those of us that are of certain age that we're not going to be around to see the demise of this country that apparently is coming if what we see now is our future. Because these kids, they something else. That's all I can say. Okay, Jackie, you said that's you. You would be nervous, but you're gonna try. Yeah, and like I said, what I do when I'm nervous and I'm not sure something is going to go right, I stand ready with my fingers practically on that green button. I'm standing right there, ready to hit it. Let it make the first crazy noise. Bam! I'm stopping it because I'm not tearing up my machine. So I'll try it, but I'm watching to see if it's gonna, I babysit that machine. I know Jeanette even said that she babysits her machine when she's doing her stitching, even when she's doing orders and stuff. And she has several machines and stuff, but she says I babysit. I sit right there and watch it, and she enjoys watching, and I do too. I like to see what it's doing. I want to know what the stitches are looking like, and I want to be able to catch a problem before it becomes a big problem. If you catch something early enough, you can fix it and go on and don't ruin the garment. But if you're not paying any attention, by the time you do realize there's a problem, the garment is ruined and it may not be anything that you can do about it. Sometimes you can take the stitches out, and hopefully, I'm sure most of you all know I use Peggy Stitch Eraser, and that was one thing that Eve told us we had to have. she, she gave us a list of things that you gotta have and things that you might want. And one of the things that she said you gotta have is a Peggy Stitch Eraser. Now they have other brands, so it doesn't have to be that particular brand, but you do need one of those razor shavers or whatever you want to call it to cut those threads when you mess up because you can save something. I have done it where I have saved a mistake and was able to continue taking all that stuff out, stitch over it, look just fine, keep on moving. But if you don't have something like that, it's difficult to do. Um, Jackie, you said where you are in craft room watching watching me. Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming you're saying that you're watching your stuff, just like I watch my stuff. I'm focused on. I'm focused on it. I got to see exactly what it's doing, and I'm listening. Now, those of you that have brother machines, and then I'm sure the baby lock as well, they do have the monitor for your machine, an app. I think I forgot what it's called. Stitch Monitor, I think is what it's called. And what it does is a Stitch Monitor. What it does, yeah, my Stitch Monitor. That's what the brother one is called, and it's an app. When you're stitching your machine. When you're stitching on your machine, your monitor, if you connect it to your machine, it's wireless, just wirelessly connected to your machine. As you're doing your embroidery, you are able to step away and you know what it's doing. You know if there's a thread break or the machine stops or whatever. You know where on the design the stitching is. So if you have to step away, go to the bathroom or answer the door or get a phone call or whatever, you have that with you where you can kind of keep up with what's going on. So if you haven't added that to your phone, then that's something you probably need to do if you have a brother or a baby lock, the stitch monitor. And Marina, you say you definitely babysit and you had your brother multi needle for a month, so everything is new and correct. Well, you know what? We can do those chats because you are a high level member. You are my special loyalty fan, so we can have our chat room. You can get in touch with me anytime. And I will share with you what I know. And if I don't know it, I'm not afraid to tell you I don't know, but we can figure it out. So you know, just just do that. Um, and Becky, you say you do the same, and you keep an eye on your machine, and you paid a lot for it. Thank you. There you go. I paid too much for this machine to tear it up, and I don't want to pay a whole lot more to get it fixed. So yeah, like I said, I was a little nervous about the wood, but once I bought the wood and saw how thin it was, I was not as nervous. That's why I got the balsa and not the bass because the bass was a little thicker, not a lot, but a little thicker, and I just felt uncomfortable with that. And uh, Anne has watched the guy Jerry Granada, and he's the one that did the demo with the wood. He did not differentiate. I did not pick up on him saying that one would be thicker than the other, even though the inches, even though the weight of it was the same, 3/32. That was confusing to me, very confusing to me, and I wish I could get in contact with him some kind of way and get clarification on that because that was confusing to me. Joanna, IQ intuition monitor on your baby lock. Okay, same thing because mine says my stitch monitor, and so yours is IQ, but it does the exact same thing. So yeah, and I do use it when I have a design going because I might need to step away for whatever reason it is. And being in my apartment, luckily I don't know if that's lucky or not, but it's small enough where I can hear it. So I can hear it stitching. So if it stops, then I know that either there's a problem or it's done. And I have my monitor so I can look at that and see exactly what the issue is. So what was coming to do with the item on the wood after what was I planning on doing with the item on the wood after you fixed it? I didn't have any I didn't have that was just a trial. That was just trying it out. I have some more wood because like I said, it was a long piece. So the next thing that I do, and I am going to do something that I am going to do it again. I will have picked a more a design that I really want. I put it that way because I was just up there fiddling around trying to find something to stitch out that I thought that would be simple and easy. And where I messed up was with the wording because I needed a thicker font. I should have had a thicker font, and I think everything would have turned out perfect. But what was I going to do with it? Nothing. And the next thing I do, I don't know what I'm going to do with it either, but I want to do it because it's going to be pretty. I have seen some that was gorgeous, and I want to do something similar to that. And it was thick, it was a lot of density, so I should have known that that's what you need. I think I forgot. I think he said that, and I think I just forgot. I need to watch him again just to pick up on that because I think he said to get a thicker font because I know that the one that he used was very thick. So I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Hi Tracy, how are you? I'm not sure if we've met before, but thank you for stopping in. I do appreciate it. Thank you for joining the group. Um, so What else do we have? Ladies, what else do we have today? So how did you guys spend your 4th of July today? I can hear the fireworks going on outside now. So I guess people have done all their barbecuing and everything and now they're doing the fireworks. I don't participate with that anymore. I did years ago. We did used to go and watch the fireworks when I was in St. Louis. Who is that from Belleville? I forgot who that is. Let me see. She may remember. Is it Janet? Are you the one that's from Bellevue? I think so. Did you ever? No, it's Joanna. Joanna Home. If you're still on here, I grew up in St. Louis. Moved away when my mom died, but then I moved back. We used to go down to the riverfront. Now I know the people on the Illinois side went over on their side to the riverfront, and this is the Mississippi River that runs right by alongside of St. Louis. That's the gateway to the west. That's what St. Louis is called, and that's where Lewis and Clark went to discover the West, and they started off at St. Louis. It's big history. But anyway, they have a beautiful park, and if you know anything about St. Louis, they have this beautiful arch, and that's an iconic symbol of St. Louis, and that's where the riverfront park is. And that's where they would always have the fireworks, just like in DC on the Potomac. Well, in St. Louis, the fireworks would be on the Mississippi River, and everybody would gather down there on the riverfront under the arch to watch the fireworks. Mm, you talking about beautiful. Oh my goodness. Did that for years. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Enjoyed it. It was always a wonderful show. And I have not seen that in a long time, but I used to go a lot. I used to go often. And I remember when they used to have the VP Fair, and they had I don't remember what they called it. Maybe it was called the VP Fair because they had the VP Parade and then the VP Fair all down on the riverfront, and they would have these various stages, and they would have performers, and it was free, and it was like you get there early with your blanket, and you find you a place to sit down, and so you can see the stage where the performance is going to be. I remember I did that one year. It was funny. I went alone because my kids were old enough. They were teenagers and they wanted to be with their friends and do their thing and everything. And I was going to go down there because that's what I did. So I had all of my cooler. I had my little cooler with me with whatever I was drinking and eating. And then I had my blanket and stuff, and I had laid it out there, and everybody walking all over me and around me and everything because nobody else was around because I had planted my behind there. And I just knew I had me a a good place to see, and it's gonna be cool. Shoot, by the time it got close to time for the show to start, it was people coming out the woodwork from everywhere, grabbing every little spot of grass it was. I was no longer alone, nor was I in the best spot, nor was I up front. I mean, but it was fun. It was fun. I still could see good. And the thing that was most fun about it, and I had the same thing happen to me when I went to concert by myself, people would talk to you. So you're alone, but you're not alone because the people around you include you, and you're laughing and talking and having a good time and all that kind of stuff, just like you had your own little group. So I wasn't lonely. It was a lot of fun. But I used to love going down there for the fireworks. But the very, very best fireworks I ever saw was right here on the Potomac when I came to D.C. to visit my son when he still was in the Marines. And I came over the 4th of July week, And I told him, I said, I want to be a tourist. I want to see everything. Take me everywhere. I come to see you, but I came to see DC. I've never been to DC before. I want to see everything. So he took me everywhere down on the mall. I saw all of that, the Lincoln Memorial, the Jefferson Memorial. I didn't get into the Washington thing, Washington Monument. Still ain't been up there. Um, the Vietnam Wall, everything, saw everything, and we went to we saw Iwo Jima. That thing is huge. I had no idea that thing was so big. We went to the changing of guard, saw that. I got a chance to see Kennedy's grave. I mean, I did everything. Like I said, he took me everywhere. And then him being in the Marines, and I can't remember what the post is, but it's somewhere. He worked on Eighth and I, but it's somewhere in that area where the oldest Marine post or whatever is there. And they do these parades, at least they did back then. They do the parades in the summertime. And when I say parades, they come out in their beautiful dress blues and they perform, they march around, and then they have, if you've ever heard of the silent drill team or drill guards or whatever you call them, they do their precision movements with the rifles, and it's total silence, and it is so beautiful. Well, he wasn't in that, but he was one of the leaders because he was at that particular time. I think he was a sergeant, staff sergeant, and staff sergeant, well, whatever he was a sergeant of something, and he was out in front. He was leading the pack, and it was like, that's my child right there. That was so beautiful. I will never ever forget that experience. So I had a wonderful time. But the fireworks on the Potomac, oh my goodness. That's a sight to see. And I guess they're still the same. I don't know. And anybody else that has experienced that, I'm sure you probably feel the same way. But now I enjoy my fireworks at home on the TV. Becky, you said it's not dark enough yet where you are. Okay. Well, yeah, because you're a whole hour. We're an hour earlier than you because you're in. If I'm not mistaken, you're Central and we're Eastern. And Joanna, you said I remember fireworks on the Arch Ground in St. Louis. Yes, indeed, they were beautiful, weren't they? Do they not do them anymore? Because I know the last time I was in St. Louis, they had done a lot of renovation and changing and stuff. Um, went down there to and this was in '08. So I'm have I been down there since '08? Because Obama was running, and I believe this was his first election because I was in Virginia for the second election, and I got a chance to see him again. But he went down on the down to the Arch fairgrounds, and it was so many doggone people. It was so many doggone people. It was so many people. We got down there. It was just a mess. You had to see him on the jumbotron. You nowhere in the world you could get close enough to see him. And I mean, people did. We didn't. And me being short, I'm surrounded by all these tall people. I can barely see. So I'm stepping on my tiptoes just to see the jumbotron. But I got a chance to see my boy. I did. I got a chance to see him. And I think that was the last time I was down on the grounds. But they looked like they had done a lot of different stuff and changed it a lot. So I don't know what they do out there now. And Marina, thank your son for his service. I'm very grateful to all of them. Well, both of my boys, and I don't know if the other one is still on here, but both of my boys are Marines, former Marines, and the oldest one that I spoke of, he did retire. He did his 20. My younger one, he did I think about 6 years in there, but they both are Marines, so I'm very proud of them. They serve their country. Hi Mary, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. How you doing? Um, so Jackie, you said you spent your time today gardening, which is your other love. What do you have in your garden? Are you gardening doing garden with vegetables or flowers? Because I love them both. When I was a child, like I said, I was born in St. Louis and lived in St. Louis. My mom passed away when I was still a child. I was 11. So I moved to Mississippi with my maternal grandmother. And we had a garden. We had gardens every year. We had a garden. It wasn't like a big, beautiful, fancy garden. This was a garden out of necessity. It was a bunch of, but I don't forget the garden because, oh my goodness, I love that food. That garden, that fresh food out the garden, the greens, the tomatoes, the peppers, the oh everything that we had, the peas and beans and corn. Oh, that food was so good. They just don't have good food like that anymore. It does not taste the same. And then we used to get the fresh peaches and pears. She'd make pear preserves and peach preserves. We had peach cobblers and pear cobblers and then the berry pickings. We would go and get berries, the thickets on the side of the road, and hopefully you didn't pick a snake because that happened one time. We would get ready to reach over there to get the berry and stick the thing that we thought was a branch, a stick happened to be a snake, and we were getting ready to grab it. Well, at least my cousin was, and it moved. So she had a hizzy, and she ran out in the middle of the road and started having her little hizzy dance. And there was a snake in the middle of the road, so we all had to have the hizzy dance and stuff. And me and Snake ain't like each other, but we used to go and pick stuff. And there was a plum thicket down in a, as we call it, a gully, and we go down in there and get the plum, and we'd have plum preserve. And to this day, I keep looking for a plum preserve or jelly that tastes like that plum. It can't find, can't find. Oh, that was some good food. Good food. That is the food that people call organic now. That costs an arm and a leg. But what we did wasn't. Well, it was organic because it didn't have all of that mess that Monsanto, which is also a St. Louis company, put out there that destroyed our food. So, Joanna, you said yes, there is fireworks tonight on the renovated arch grounds. I've not been to the arch grounds since renovation. My husband is retired Air Force, and that's why you are in this area. Okay, well, thank you for his service as well. Thank him. And yes, it is renovated. I think that's and don't know when it got renovated, and I don't really remember the last time I was down there. I do remember being down there for the Obama thing, but I may have been down there since then. I just don't really remember, but I did know that it had changed. That part I remember. And Jackie, you said this summer you're only doing flowers. Okay. Well, that has to be beautiful. I love beautiful fresh flowers. I never was a big gardener. My girlfriend does. She don't do it no more because we're the same age. She ain't got time for that. But she would always try to get me into it because every year she would go out there and do her little flower thing and have all the flower around. And she would be telling me what the seasonal, the perennials, all of that kind of stuff, and try to get me to remember it. And you need to get this flower and that flower, and so forth and so on. And yeah, okay. So I had my house landscaped professionally. I didn't do that. I didn't go out there and do all of that. The only thing I did, I planted flowers around my mailbox. But I did one year, got some boxes and hung them on my railing on my deck, and I planted flowers in there, and they were so pretty. But that was my extent of dealing with flowers. Um, so, and Jackie, you said last year you did vegetables and flowers, and then the moles and gophers took over. Yeah, they will. And Jackie, you said you have an avocado tree, an orange, and a Maya lemon tree. You go, girl. So do you make guacamole? I love guacamole. And I have a girlfriend in California that has a lemon tree in her yard. We had what did we have? I can't remember. It was some fruit that we had. I can't remember what it was. And it also pecans. There was a lot of pecan trees down there where we lived, and I'm allergic to nuts. And but as a kid, you crazy and do stupid stuff. We used to go pick up the pecans and stuff, and everybody else was doing it, so I did it too. So obviously, I'm not allergic to the touch of the nuts and stuff, but I am if I ingest it. And Jackie, you say you scared of snakes, girl. I don't do snakes. I don't do little snakes. I saw a little snake in Florida near my apartment. And at first, when I saw it, I thought it was a big worm. And then I saw what it looked like. So that ain't no worm. That's a snake. My fear, I wasn't scared of the little thing. I was scared of Mama. Where's Mama? That's what I was scared of. I said, this little baby is right here. This baby came from a mama. Where is the mama? That's what I was scared of. I was like, And I told my son, I said, there's a snake, a baby snake out there. There's a mama around here somewhere. I said, I got a problem with this. And Joanna, your grandson graduated from Colorado Military Air Force School. He's in San Diego doing his basics. He loves the Air Force, and his uncle, your uncle, was a retired Air Force. Well, thank you all for the service. And so, a lot of, quite a few of the men in my family are military, mostly Army, but some were Marines, and there's only one that I'm aware of that was Navy. But Army, Marine, my dad was Army. Um, and of course, like I said, my oldest brother was Marine, and cousin Marine, nephew that was Navy, and just military people. And then I have a niece that was Army. She went in as a captain in the Army. So that's the only female that I'm aware of that went military. I wanted to go. At least I thought I did. When I first got out of nursing school, I seriously considered. Matter of fact, I think I applied, but I was overweight. That part I could have taken care of. I had my children. And I was like, well, who's gonna take care of my kids while I go through the basics? Because I would have gone in as a captain, but you still got to go through your basics. And I just didn't want to fool with it. But I was going to go into the Navy because I wanted to become a nurse anesthetist, and I, of course, I wanted to pay for it. So that's why I was considering going into the military, but that didn't work out. So I didn't become a nurse anesthetist either, which I'm kind of glad I didn't because that's what I thought I wanted to do, but I don't think that's what I really wanted to do. And Becky, you say you have a grandson doing his. Oh, okay. He's in Illinois and in the Navy, and he will be doing nuclear engineering. Well, congratulations, congratulations, and thank you for his service as well. And all of these military people, it's the 4th of July. We got to celebrate these people that have been helping us maintain our freedom because freedom ain't free. Somebody got to get out here and make sure we stay free. And that's what these men and women have been doing for us. And you said your husband's Air Force was amazing. As a spouse, I enjoy living overseas and stateside, and I hope he does well. Well, that's good. Um, Marina, you say you do snake shoes, man. That's about that. Python, honey. I'll do that python. Pair of shoes. Bang. That's about it. I can't. I can't do that. I had a snake under my pear tree. Called the neighbor to help, and I was about to say, "You can't sleep. You can't. You really can't sleep because you just no. Yeah, I get you because you be thinking all this crazy stuff, and I mean, I try not to watch. I don't watch them videos, movies, and stuff with all these snake craziness because that just I'm not sleeping for a week if I watch a movie with snakes falling out of ceilings and all that craziness that I've seen. I'm like, mm. I read a story, and this was a docu documentation where these people, and I don't know why we got on these daggone snakes. We're gonna get off them too. They lived in this house for several years and did not realize they were living on top of a snake nest. And the snakes would go away. It was seasonal. They would go away, do their little thing, and then they would come back and breed. And they were nesting and breeding under their house. And I guess some kind of way some of them started coming in the house. And so that's when they discovered they had a snake issue. And when they did, and they had people come out to check, and they found a nest, it was hundreds, hundreds of snakes. Do you know I would have been dead right there? They just the mere fact that I had been living on top of all of this was enough to take me out. That just would have been the end of it. That would have been the end of it. Yep, yep. That's been the end of it for me. And I never forgot that story because that just took me out when I read that because just the mere thought of it was enough to just mess me up, mess me up pretty bad. Um, so we're gonna get off of that. We don't need to talk. We don't need to talk about those critters anymore because I gotta get my mind straight off of that before time to go to bed. Time to go to bed. Um, so Joanna, I'm just gonna ask you. I like this is the first time that I've seen you in the chat, and I do thank you for coming and appreciate. I have a habit of calling people out, so don't get mad. When I just like to ask questions and get to know the people that do stop in. And I was just curious, how did you find my live stream? And have you watched any of my videos? Because I was just curious. I like meeting all the new people that come in. I have my regulars that are here, and I thank them so much because they come every week. But every week I also get new people. So I also do appreciate getting new people. And with today being a holiday, I'm very happy at the number of people that are actually in here because I wasn't sure how many people are. If I knew that we would probably have a low count, but it's not that bad. And I don't know who's watching because I always find out that there are people watching that don't come into the chat, but at some point we communicate and they'll let me know that they saw this and they saw that and so forth and so on. And they were actually participating in the live chat and not participating in the live chat, but actually watching the live stream, but not come in. I don't understand the rationale behind that, but that's okay. I do appreciate the fact that they watch anyway. And I just want to give a shout out to them and thank them for watching. Thank them for their support. And also, I want to thank all of the people that will be watching my live stream recording because I get a lot of views after the fact that people haven't weren't able to watch the live and but they wanted to see it and they're following me so they watch the live afterwards, which I'm very thankful for. I do, like I said, I appreciate all the support because you just don't know when you start off. At least when I started off doing this, I was extremely naive. I just have to be honest about it. I was extremely naive. I really didn't know exactly what I was getting into. I just wanted to um, talk about what I know, talk about what I learned, talk about what I want to learn. And that's why I named it what I did, which is another thing I've been thinking, and I don't know what you guys think about it. I've been thinking about changing my name, so I'm not sure. But that's just a thought process. Maybe the members, we can chit chat about it and see what you think. But um, I named it so to we begin embroidery for a reason because it was my business, so to sew stitches and things. I wanted to use the sew SEW2 part, but I also wanted to indicate that this is a beginning for me in an embroidery, and we will do it together. So what that means is you and I will learn together. I will give you all the information that I have. I will try my best to look it up, figure it out, and all that stuff, and impart it on the community. But I also suck up what other people know and can share. And it has not been that one time that I didn't learn something on these live streams that people are doing that I wasn't aware of and tell you how to do it and all that kind of stuff. And I just saw somebody that just popped in. Uh, okay, now class, I'm having a problem. I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce that. Uh, class unique is not unique. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. But anyway, thank you for stopping in. This is your first time being on your live, but I've been a subscriber. Well, I do appreciate it, and I thank you for subscribing, supporting me like that. But I'm also thankful that you did stop in. And please forgive me for not being able to pronounce your name. I will figure it out. And if you can spell it phonetically, maybe I can get it because I don't. I just butchered it. I know I did. I know I did. But I do appreciate you stopping in. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to let you know that, as you know, it's the time is going on, but that's nothing new for us. We just hang in here and talk and have a good time. And we're usually always here this time, so don't ever feel like you're late if you come after 8 o'clock. We start at 8, but we just keep going. We keep going until we stop, basically. So thank you and welcome to our little chat, and I hope you will come back to our chat. And I hope that you have seen some of our lives because we get lively here sometimes. We can talk about some crazy stuff. Well, last week I think was the craziest conversation we've had. I think we went off the chain last week. Class class meet minus the U. Okay, class meek. Class meek? Class meek. Okay. I'll get it. I get it. Class meek. Class meek. I'll work it out. I know you don't have a U in there, and that wants to keep coming up in my head, and I gotta get that out of my head. But anyway, like I said, excuse me for butchering your name. And Marina, you said thank me for my time. I I do this because I love it. I do. I like I was saying, I didn't know what I was getting into. I just thought that I had something to share. And I also thought that I could learn, which I am learning. And it has grown. It has grown. And then when you start looking at and you can't ignore it when you start looking at the business side of what you're doing because obviously there is a business side. With YouTube, you just don't get on here. Well, you do, and some people just get on here and do what they do and go on about their business, and they don't care anything about the business part of it, which is fine if that's what you want. But if you are interested in the quote unquote business part of it, then that's where it becomes a little bit more of a challenge because there's certain requirements that it involves. But it keeps you busy. So my goal, I have 64 videos, I believe, which compared to a lot of other people is not a lot. Because like Jeanette, she's been doing hers. It says since 17, and I think they add. I don't know how it goes, but she's been a member of YouTube since 2017. She has over 400 videos. That's a lot of videos. But I notice she does a lot of videos throughout the week, which is what you do. 64 is not a lot of videos, especially for the time frame that I've been on here. But I've also grown quick with the 64. But my goal is to get to 100 videos, and my plan is to get to 100 videos by the end of August. So I got a lot to do, but that's my goal. So you'll be seeing more of my videos. Um, I'll be doing putting up more things and trying to find unique things to do and talk about, and interesting things to talk about that you can learn something from, because that's the other thing that happens. And bye, Jackie. I just saw that you were leaving. Thank you for stopping by. Um, when I learn something to show you, I'm learning it too. So it's a twofer, and that's what I like about it. It makes me learn things and figure things out and how to do it and think about it. And now that I have met Miss Banks, Tisha Banks, I have someone that I can rely upon to ask questions and how have you done this and how has this how you've managed this, so forth and so on. So I'm glad that she is a very open and willing person to share because she sends me information and stuff all the time, and I do appreciate that because it's a learning process and there is so much to learn in embroidery. That's one of the reasons why I have not ventured off into a whole lot of other crafts. I do sublimation and I do rhinestones, and I'm gonna have to make myself do some of those projects do a video on some of those projects as well because some people have been asking about it. I'm not anywhere near expert in any of those things because I don't do them often enough, but I'm more comfortable with sublimation than I am with rhinestone. I'm comfortable with rhinestone to a degree. My biggest issue is cutting it out, cutting the templates out, and doing your own personal design. But I can do it. I've done it before. So I'm about to lose my computer. That was interesting. But anyway, so I'm gonna be adding some of those things on as well. Doing some shirts and cups and tumblers and what have you. And I don't know some of the newest stuff that's going on. I got to get more involved and more educated on all of that stuff. And I got to, and it's not that I'm afraid of it. I just haven't made up my mind to do the vinyl. I got plenty of vinyl and I haven't done any of it. And I keep saying I'm going to do it. I just haven't. So I'm just going to have to pull out this credit. That's probably one reason why I haven't done it because I got to pull out the cricket. And my room is so small and everything, I don't really have. If I put one thing up, I got to take something away. And if anybody can relate to that, you understand what I'm saying. It's a lot of moving parts. If I put this here, I got to take this away. Then when I'm done, I got to put this up and then put this back. That's work. I quit working. I retired because I didn't want to work. But having the video, having the channel is work. This is what I do for my this is my living. Put it that way. I do this as a job. This is my job. This is what I do. It is my work. So and I do work. I do work. So that's that's how that is. So I see that there are some people that are wandering away. Um, if you guys are ready to close down shop, just let me know because you know me. Mary, did I say hi to you? I think I did, but I'm not sure. But if I didn't, I'm so sorry. Hi, I'm glad that you joined me if you're still here. And Tracy, I don't know where you're from. Can you share that with us? I appreciate it. I would love to know more about you. And thank you so much for stopping by and joining in our little chat and just being part of our community. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And if you don't mind, just do a little shout out as to where you're from. We kind of like to know what neck of the woods that people are from. Um, I still hear that popping out there. They having a good time with those firecrackers and stuff. Look like it's been going non-stop. I'm just checking to see if I missed anybody that I didn't shout out and say hi to, just in case. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't neglect anybody, and I don't think I did. So appreciate everybody that stopped in and joined in the chat and participated and shared. And like I had mentioned early on when we first started, some of you weren't here. By this being a holiday, I knew it was going to be a little light, which is okay. I wasn't going to cancel. We're going to go ahead and talk. Well, hi Eve, how you doing? You know I'm going to be here. Just you stopped in, and lo and behold, she's still here, and she's still drinking her wine. So how are you doing? And how was your day? Did you enjoy your your Fourth of July? Had a good time? Well, we talked about everything. You can look at the repeat. Wine is needed. Yes, wine is always needed. I'll tell you what I did today. I grilled some baby back. Not a lot, just a slab basically. But I'm not gonna say I make my barbecue sauce, but I doctor up the barbecue sauce that I buy, and I always put beer in my barbecue sauce. I just love how that works, how it tastes, and everything. And so when you open up a bottle of beer for your barbecue sauce, I'm not putting the whole bottle in there. So what you do with the bottle, you gotta drink it. That's what you gotta do with it. So I finished off the bottle of beer while I was barbecuing. Woo, girl, sitting out there in the sun, watching the meat, sipping on my beer, playing on my phone. Then when everything was done, I ate the food, barbecue, potato salad, corn on the cob. I was so doggone sleepy. I said, I can't go to sleep. I got too much to do. I had to figure out how to stitch on this wood for tonight, so I couldn't go to sleep. So I am very I'm sipping slowly on this glass of wine because I said I've had libations already today, but I did want to have my wine down Tuesday, so that's my bottle of wine. So you said you was finishing orders and pulling up, girl. Do you ever rest? Do you ever rest? No, you don't. But anyway, I think people. I know my daughter was saying something about, well, it's a holiday and people may not be there. I said, well, I'm aware of that. I'm aware of the fact that might have a light group, which is no big deal because it is a holiday. But I wasn't going to cancel. I didn't cancel, and I wasn't going to cancel because I didn't have anything to stop me from coming. So I think I did pretty good. I think it was enough people here, and I just wanted to do my little thing, talk about embroidering on wood. I did. It turned out, well, some of you all weren't here, so you didn't get a chance to see what happened. I had a little boo boo. Everything was going well until it got to the last word on my design because it was supposed to say my first wood design. I don't even know why I chose yellow. I should have let it be black or blue or something where people could see it. And I realized what I did is my font was too thin and the wood cracked and I got the bird nest and all of that, so it messed it up. But I'm going to try that again. I don't know if you've done that or not, but I'm going to do this wood project again, and I will show it to you guys next week. And speaking of next week, if any of you have seen on my channel, I've already posted what next week is going to be about. Next week is my birthday. It's my birthday next week, and we are going to celebrate my birthday. We'll talk about something. I'll figure that out. But the main thing is celebrating me. And you said you've not tried the wood yet. Well, I tell you how it's done in the earlier in the live, and it worked out fine until I got to that part, and the wood cracked, and the gentleman that was talking about the embroidery on wood did warn that the wood could possibly crack, and it did, and I have a suspicion as to why. So I'm going to try it again and use some of the things that I learned, and hopefully I'll come out with a finished product that looks very nice and everything, and I'll be successful embroidering on wood. Now I don't know what made me decide to do that. I just saw that. I just thought it would be fun, and that's what I did. So I did enjoy. I was a little nervous, but it wasn't bad. So thank you, Ron. We are going to celebrate, and Maria, thank you for the happy pre-birthday. And um, what was it? The tiles are gorgeous. That's what Eve was saying about the tiles. You know they're gorgeous. I haven't. Next week I'll be doing my baby clothes. I got to get my great granddaughter's birthday gift done up for my daughter. She's going to visit. She'll be in Belleville. She must have got off because I didn't hear her. I didn't see her respond when I asked if that's where her son is. I think he's in Belleville. I'm pretty sure that's where he is in Illinois, Belleville, right across the bridge, the river, and that's where she's going next week for her birthday and spend some time with her grandbaby. And so I, as the great grandmama, have to make something and send to the baby girl. and her birthday party theme is the Princess and the Frog. If you've seen that Disney movie, the beautiful black princess and the frog. So I do have I have one or two appliques for her birthday with that theme and something else. So I'll be stitching out some things for her and sending it to her because she know that's all Granny gonna give. I let everybody else buy all the other stuff that babies need, and baby all the different what have you and whatnot. Granny gonna send you clothes with stuff on it, so you be cute when they dress you up. And they can always say, "Well, your great grandmama did this for you. Your great grandma, your Gigi, that's what it's called. That your Gigi did this for you." So that's what I'll be doing next week, and I'll do a video on some of that. And so you say you'll be working to celebrate? Oh yeah, I always. Even when I was working outside of the home, I'd be working on my birthday and then celebrating if I can. Rarely did I take off for my birthday, and my birthday is always obviously a week after the fourth. So I, what do? You take the fourth off, or you take your birthday off? Sometimes depending upon your job, you can afford to do both. But usually, I would have to forego my birthday because I'm gonna celebrate the fourth. That's what we used to do when the family was close around and we did stuff. And Joanna, when I was living in St. Louis and I still had all my uncles and everybody, all of those people are gone. They passed away. But back in the day, girl, back in the day, that was the thing, honey. A holiday did not go by unless we were at somebody, one of each other's home. My house, I had three uncles at either one of their homes somewhere, and especially during Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day, we out there grilling something. We grilling something and eating and drinking and having a good time and enjoying each other. And as you get older and people pass on, things change. Unfortunately, that's the life of older people. They just kind of dissipate from you and leave you with memories. But at least you had those, and those were wonderful times. I truly enjoyed it. Now I don't think about all of that getting together and doing all that kind of stuff. I don't think about it. Even with birthdays, I don't think about it. I'm just thankful to have one. That's my celebration right there. I am thankful to have one. So I got a birthday. Yay, I'm still here in my right mind to a degree. In my right mind. Which reminds me, I failed today. I fell flat down on the freaking floor today. I haven't fallen in years. I couldn't believe it. I was cleaning up the grill and the table outside and everything, so I could sit out there and do what I got to do. I was just dust accumulate stuff, and I was cleaning it all up and had my pan of water with the soap and the bleach and stuff in it and cleaned it up and was coming back into the house and I kind of stumbled. There was a stool in the way and I just stumbled and I was trying to catch myself so I didn't fall. But the more I tried to stop the fall, the more I fell. I fell down. Water went everywhere. I'm drenched. It's everywhere. I was like, well, I just be doggone. I do not believe that I failed. So I feel fine. Hopefully, ain't nothing broke. Well, I know ain't nothing broke. And I don't have any bruises, I don't think. I might be sore tomorrow, I don't know. But I was just like, girl, you can't be doing that. Old people fall. I don't fall. I can't be falling. That just don't work. That just does not work. I was not happy about that because, when you go to the doctor, sometimes they ask you, well, when's the last time you fell? I hadn't fallen in the last year, or whatever, whatever. And I always said, no, 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 no. Now I can't say that. I'm mad. I did not want that to happen. And I don't think it was the beer. I don't think it was. But yeah, I moved the darn stool out the way. That's exactly what I did to be careful of Eve. So I was like, can't be falling. No, people break things when they fall. And I remember as a nurse, we had a lot of the older people that would come in messed up from falls and stuff. And it didn't look good for them. So that's something that I've always wanted to be sure that I didn't do. So that just kind of took me by surprise. I was just more outdone than anything. I wasn't hurt and I didn't hurt. I was just shocked and surprised and outdone. It's like, well, I be dog blasted. I fell. Oh, Eve, you say you have a fear of falling? Yeah, you got to be careful because it does happen. And for me, I know the thing was that doggone stool got me. And you said you glad I can laugh about it. Oh yeah, I've had some falls that I had to laugh. I did let my son laugh at me one time. I had a fall in the mall. He was still in high school, so this was a long time ago. But we were walking around in the mall, and I fell flat on my behind. I jumped up so fast, I didn't, so people couldn't see me. And the first thing he said, "Mama, you okay?" And I said, "Yeah." And as soon as I said, "Yeah," he fell out. He just fell out laughing. He said I bounced up like a basketball because I went down, bam. So yeah, you can. I've had some falls. I've had some falls. And class Nick, you laughed. You just said, "Oh, people." I'm glad to hear you okay at the fall. Well, I'm old people. Yeah, I feel fine. I don't feel any. I don't feel sore. I don't feel like nothing's wrong. So I'll know tomorrow because usually if you fall or you have any kind of injury, sometimes it takes overnight before your body really tells you, okay, you got a bruise here, you're a little swollen there, you're a little stiff here, and right at this particular moment, I don't feel any of that. So I I think I'm okay. Hopefully, I think I'm okay. But I will know for sure for tomorrow if there's anything. But the one thing that I do know for a fact, nothing's broken because I did fall once and broke my ankle. But I know for sure now. I'm moving. All my joints are working. There's no pain. There's no swelling or nothing. So I didn't break anything, and that's the most important thing because I got a brand new hip. Don't want to mess with that, and don't want to have to get another one. So I feel like the bionic woman sometimes with all the metal I got in my body. Well, ladies, I'm looking at the clock now, and I see that it is 10:09, and we've been talking for a couple of hours as usual, as usual. So I think it might be time for us to say goodnight. I know people have other things to do. And again, I do appreciate you guys wonderfully. And I also want to mention again, thank you so much, Becky. Thank you so much, Marina, for becoming members of my channel. I do appreciate that. And, anybody else interested in being a member, please do think about it. Look the video that I put out about what the membership is about, and then you saw my little presentation, and just make up your mind what you want to do. We can have some fun, do some things, and I do appreciate all of the support you give me, whether you join or not. I do appreciate it. I appreciate the support that I get, whether you subscribe or not. I do appreciate it. But just keep in mind those things do help, especially the thumbs up, the likes. Those are very important, and the do the notification so you'll be able to know when I'm going to have a video up. Share it, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. And don't forget the super chats and the super stickers. They're available on live as well on videos as well as my old videos because I know people are still looking at those as well because those numbers go up on my older videos as well. And if I'm doing anything that you like, thank you. Appreciate it. Let me know so I can continue to do that. If I'm doing anything that you don't like, let me know that well so I can correct it. And then we can continue to grow. So I am, with all of that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off and say good night. And I will see you, if it's the Lord's will, this next Tuesday, celebrating my birthday and enjoying all of you again. So you all take care, and I will talk to you later. Good night, everybody.